Everybody. Welcome back to my channel. So glad to see you. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. And if this is your first time, please come back again. Join my tribe. I always say, since I've been little, I always been saying I'm trying to find my tribe. Hopefully, I'll find my tribe on YouTube. And I hope that that this channel is able to expand and that we can really find our tribe within each other. Okay, and also please remember to subscribe if you like my content, to hit the notification button so you'll know when I upload, and give me a thumbs up if you like my content. All right, let's get started. Well, today is about my fourth part of William versus Harry, and why I see today that the British media is really starting to soften when it comes to Harry. And they are pretty much, saying that Harry should come back. If Harry comes back, everything is going to be good. Um, you know, um, Almost making promises that everything will be good. And do we trust them? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Harry should not come back, and he definitely should not put his wife and children through that. Um, I don't believe Meghan is going to come back. I really don't. And that would be their preference for Harry to come back without Meghan. But I don't feel that Harry will come back without Meghan and his children. Harry loves his family. But I tell you what, he would be making a big mistake to trust Charles and William and the Daily Fail and the Daily Mirror and all those tabloids. They're not going to behave themselves. The air and despair is going to continue. Uh, Look at Charles. Charles have continued to brief on Harry since Harry left for the when he was over there for the 10th anniversary of the Invictus game. He has twisted and tied himself into knots trying to explain why he did not see Harry. And he knows everybody who came in at the beginning of this story or at the middle of this story or at the end of this story, well, at the present day of this story, knows that Charles cares nothing about his son. He cares about himself. And I think that that is how the spare is raised. That's how the institution raises the spare. Because when you look at, Queen Elizabeth was on the throne for 70 years. Basically, we've known no other monarch beside her. And as for her being selfish, I watched The Crown as much as I could stomach it. I didn't watch the last, two seasons because it was horrible. It was horrible to Diana. It was very twisted. And we all know that they gave that guy a CBE or CB whatever, who was the producer of The Crown. And he made Charles out to be way better than he really is, and Camilla way better than they are. So I did not waste my time. As I get older, my time is very valuable to me, and I'm not going to waste it on some garbage like The Crown. So, but to get back to what I was saying, this is all a ploy to make themselves look good, because they know when Harry came over there for the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games, they weren't expecting the crowd to come out for Harry. They weren't expecting people to still be saying that they love you. They love screaming out, "I love you, Harry! I love you!" And I heard one lady say, "I love Megan too." And they didn't expect a big crowd for Harry. They didn't expect that things were going to go as well as it did for Harry. And so they were all ready to. that feel all boisterous and big themselves up that, we screwed Harry over and we made him look like a pariah and look at us. But then they ended up looking really, really shisty and mean spirit and pretty much the way they really are. And William, oh my God, we all know, if you watch any of my videos, I really feel that William hates his brother. And Charles wants to use his son. They was talking about Harry, not having a residence and not bringing the children to see Charles. Charles don't care about his grandchildren. He don't care about the ones that are already in England. I would love to know how many times Charles has saw Lewis and George and Charlotte. I bet they barely recognize him. They never go over to Charles, like go over to Mimon's and Paw Paw's house and spend the night. And Mimon and Paw Paw, King Mimon, King Pawpaw and Queen Mimo don't come and pick them up and let them spend the weekend. Come on, that's not happening. Those kids are very distant from Charles. Charles, only person Charles really cares about is Camilla, and the only reason he really cares about Camilla is because she played mother to him, and because that deep seated need for mothering that he didn't get from his own mother, the queen. And that's what that's all about. And so they really thought they thought they were playing chess instead of checkers when Harry came over. And Harry said, "You hold my beer. I'm going to show you how to play chess." And he released that statement saying that his father was too busy to see him. And then all of a sudden, Harry became someone that you could sympathize with, that you to have a parent who has cancer and still do not care to see his child. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna stand 10 toes down on it. I really don't believe uh, Charles has cancer. I don't. I really, really don't. I don't feel it. I don't feel it at all. He doesn't act like a person who has cancer. Not saying that people who have cancer don't continue on with their duties and whatnot, but I am not feeling that Charles has cancer. Charles and Camilla both are the kind of people who would fake cancer for sympathy and ratings. And I believe that. And I'm going to stand 10 toes down on that until I can see something that would change my mind. But I really don't feel that. And as for Kate, I'll talk about that another day. But Charles, I don't believe he has cancer because he don't behave. He is so busy trying to become, popular and get approval, and he is willing to sacrifice everybody, his own son. And to me, that says a lot about him. But Harry should not fall for the okey doke when it comes to them. They absolutely do not have the capacity to truly love somebody. And you can't, if you don't have the capacity to give love, because some people don't even know. Charles said it himself when him and Diana got engaged. Whatever love is, he don't even know what it is. So how can you expect it from him? Okay. So Harry and his beautiful family needs to stay in Montecito and let them people have it. Because what did they say? They're not going to change. What is it? A leopard doesn't change his spots. And they are not going to. Will a zebra change his stripes? I don't think so. So he should never, ever, ever fall for the okey doke because this is exactly what it is. Don't fall for the okey doke. Don't fall for the okey doke. Um, I hadn't been on X today, so I don't know exactly everything that might be going on. But I have saw here and there where some of the newspapers, um, Roar Nika, which mm, and her that Maisley or some another one of the carnival of so-called experts. Basically, they have started to. The worm is starting to turn, and I think Charles know the worm is starting to turn also. That's why he's putting out briefings talking about he invited Harry to stay at one of the royal residents. You believe that? Because I don't. I don't believe he invited Harry to stay anywhere because their big plan for Harry when Harry came over there was to shun him 100%. So Harry is going to be invited to one of the royal residents. Nah, nah, nah. And then also gonna put out well, his father probably would have been able to see him if he had stayed at one of the royal residents. He would have been able to see him more easily. Come on now. I was born that night, but not last night. Come on. And it's as if I am an American citizen. So they don't care if I believe them or not. And but sometimes I think that they really now that Harry and Meghan is in America, they care more about what Americans think than they do what British people think. But like I said, I was born at night, not last night. Harry was not invited to stay anywhere. Harry gonna be invited to stay somewhere, and if he was so concerned about if Harry had somewhere to stay when he came to the UK, he wouldn't have never took Frogmore College. I can't even say it. Cottage away from him and his family. They say Harry said, "If you take the cottage away from us, don't you want to see your grandchildren?" Harry, I'm so sad. Harry thought that was a flex that Charles that somehow was gonna hurt Charles. Charles don't care about some grandkids. He don't. He do not. He is a man. What Charles care about if his pen is leaking ink. Now he care about that. He'll throw a hissy fit about that. But Archie and Prince Archie and Princess Elizabeth, he could care less. He could care less because he knows if Prince Archie and Princess Elizabeth set foot over there on Salty Island with their mother, the Duchess of Sussex, and their father, the Duke of Sussex, they would shut it down. They absolutely would shut it down. The Daily Fail, the Mirror, the Express, the Daily Record, all those rags would lose their mind. I could sit here in America and listen to the breakdown of the whole tabloid media in Great Britain because they would lose it. They would absolutely lose it. They wouldn't have enough cameras to take the pictures. They would be exporting cameras from France and Sweden because they wouldn't have enough cameras. So Charles do not care. And he just he's continued to brief and brief and brief and tell lies and tell lies and tell lies. So Harry, don't fall for the okey doke. Don't fall for the okey doke. Keep your family where they are safe and happy and loved and cared about because it's nothing over there across the pond that means you any good. All right, then, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully, I'll do it early. I may put some makeup on too, but thank you for listening. And please, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe. Bye.